always been the kind of person who looks for a logical explanation. When something creaks in the dark, I tell myself it's just the wind or the building settling. But what happened in my old apartment convinced me that sometimes the most terrifying things can't be explained away. I moved into the place during the winter. It was a small, top-floor unit in an aging building. The rent was cheap, and I didn't ask too many questions. At first, everything seemed fine. The heat worked, the neighbors were quiet, and I finally had a space of my own. The first strange thing happened during my second week. I woke up in the middle of the night, around 3:30 a.m., with no idea why. My phone, resting on the nightstand, was glowing faintly, even though no notifications were showing. I brushed it off, rolled over, and went back to sleep. But the next night, it happened again. This time, the glow seemed brighter. I picked up my phone, expecting a missed call or message, but the screen was blank. Just the home screen, glowing in the darkness. Something about it unsettled me. It felt less like a glitch, and more like the phone wanted me to notice it. Then the noises started. Soft, dragging sounds from the ceiling vent directly above my bed. At first, I thought it was rats. But when I leaned closer, I realized it didn't sound like scratching at all. It sounded like whispering. Muffled, broken words, impossible to understand, but undeniably human. I froze, staring at the vent. My body screamed at me to turn on the lamp, but I couldn't move. After a few seconds, the whispering stopped. The silence was worse than the sound itself. Finally, I snapped on the light, heart pounding, but the vent was still. Nothing there but dust. The following nights were worse. At exactly 3:33 a.m., I would wake up to my phone glowing and the sound of faint footsteps pacing back and forth above me. I lived on the top floor. There was nothing above me but the roof. One night, I decided I needed proof. I set an alarm for 3:25 a.m. and forced myself to stay awake. I sat in bed with my phone in hand, staring at the vent. The building groaned, the pipes clicked, but I kept my eyes locked on that patch of metal in the ceiling. At 3:33 on the dot, my phone buzzed. The screen lit up, showing an incoming call. The caller ID was blank. Against my better judgment, I answered. For a few seconds, there was nothing but static. Then, beneath the static, I heard it. A voice, so faint I almost thought I imagined it. "Why don't you look up?" My throat went dry. Slowly, against every instinct, I tilted my head toward the vent. Something was pressed against the grate. A pale face, distorted, with hollow black eyes, and a mouth that stretched too wide. It was watching me. I dropped the phone, scrambling backward off the bed. The lamp flickered violently before plunging the room into darkness. The only light left was the dim glow of my phone on the floor. The face behind the vent moved. The grate rattled, as if whatever was behind it was trying to push through. My chest tightened, and for a moment I thought I would just as suddenly as it began, everything stopped. The light came back. The vent was still. My phone screen was dark again. I didn't wait for another night. I broke my lease the next morning and moved out, leaving most of my furniture behind. I told myself it was just my imagination, stress, or sleep paralysis. But sometimes, late at night, I wake up at 3:33 a.m. and see my phone glowing on the nightstand for no reason at all. And in those moments, I swear I hear it. That same faint whisper urging me to look up.